Good day, everybody. I'm Dr. Daryl Wolf, and with me is my beautiful assistant and head nutritionist, and also she's a master trainer for Wolf Deep Tissue and Non-Surgical, is Abby Michelle.
Hello, everyone.
Who also hosts half the shows we do, okay? So I want to thank everybody for coming on today. And we know that we've been doing a fair amount of shows, but we want to try to really get a platform and a foundation for everybody of information so that they can really bounce off of, whether it's their health or their family's health or even their pet's health, right, Abby?
Totally.
Yeah.
It's about the whole family, not just the humans.
Yeah,
look after the whole planet.
That's right. And understand something, you're our family and this is your show. Do you get that? This is your show. So today's show really is not about us just yakking all day long, right?
Well, might be. No, just kidding. Of course not.
But the reality is that we want to hear the phones ring because
yes, ask
look
us
at
questions.
Look at how we're tied together.
Yeah.
You know that's really disturbing. But
we
did that for you.
Yes,
we did that for you.
We last minute couldn't find our other adapters. So
yeah,
we made it work.
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, today is what's today called?
Today is how to live pain-free.
All right.
Everybody wants to live pain-free, right?
But first, that is a bit of an oxymoron because you cannot live on this planet without having some level of pain. I want everybody to close your eyes right now and just focus on your body and feel where you may have pain in your body. Okay? All right? Anyway, so I want you to do that. So see, there is somewhere in your body that you might have a little bit of pain. Like right now, I feel just a teeny bit of pain here. But unless I focus on the pain, I don't feel anything. Right? Do you feel any if you just focus on the pain?
Actually, same spot.
Really?
Yeah. C7.
Yeah. And you know, well, it's at C7
like
or is it in
C7
your shoulder?
Into the trap.
Into the trap.
Yeah.
Well, that's because we're always doing this.
Yeah.
And that's not, this isn't us being at a rave. This is us doing deep tissue.
Yeah.
Okay. So understand something, that pain is your friend. It's your GPS. Okay, so does everybody know out there what your superpower is when you come down on this planet? It's your emotions. Did you ever notice something? That you could have an emotion that is like a negative one, and instantaneously, at the speed of light, because we're light beings, you just lost 80% of your energy. And then, you know, when you come on one of our shows, all of a sudden, you know, you have this positive vibe and now you feel more energy, okay? So whenever you have positive emotions, you're going to have more energy. And when you have negative?
You're more negative and you have more negative reactions. I can even, like, just speaking about a recent experience, I was in Vegas for my birthday and I pick up energy a lot, just like anybody does. But I don't drink, don't do anything, but I wanted to go dancing for my birthday, of course. And I'm in the clubs in Vegas and I pick up other people's fun energy and you get energized from them. Even though I was super exhausted, I was like, "Woo, I could go all night dancing," right? So it's just interesting. And then when you go around more negative people or people who are lower energy, you get more tired around them. And the
Absolutely.
same thing works with...
Whenever we go to a party, especially around Christmas, there's lots of parties, I'm the highest guy there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I am, because you know what, when you get to a point in life where you don't take...
but high.
Yeah. you don't take anything personal.
Yeah.
And you don't need anybody's approval. And you can unleash that 5-year-old child, okay, and go wild. So here's the deal. Did you ever notice when you're doing that you don't feel pain, do you?
No.
You don't feel pain?
Not at all.
Okay? You don't feel pain.
Yeah.
And the other thing is this. When you're in bliss, you don't feel pain. And when you're down and out...
You don't, or you do.
Yeah.
Trick question. You
do. Okay, we got a caller.
We do.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that amazing? That's like a record breaker.
Yes.
Okay.
Here.
All right, caller.
I'm getting pulled.
Hello, caller. Okay. So anyways, we don't have a caller, but let's keep going.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. All right. So no record breaker. So here's the deal. So I want you to understand something. The world as we know it is a nasty little place now because, you know, corporations and the media have totally learned how to turn your pain on and off at their whim and at their desire. and they do it, and especially the media, they do it for the corporations because the corporations pay their bills. And understand something, it's going to continue until you become the master of your emotions. And that's your superpower on this planet. See, I believe that we're infinite, and we go from planet to planet or from adventure to adventure, and it's for infinite. And we decide to come down here and understand something. This is a planet of pleasure and pain, darkness and light, cold and hot,
Yes.
salt
The yin
and
and the
pepper,
yang.
that yin and the yang. Okay, so understand that it's always going to be here. When people go, I just want world peace. Like, trust me, man has been at war with himself since the beginning of time, and you're not going to be seeing peace except if you go inside. And when you do go inside, that's when you can bring your pain down. So pain is your GPS to tell you if you're on track. Pain is your GPS to tell you what's going on in your body. And if you learn about your body, which we want to teach you, don't we?
Yes.
We want to teach you why you have a pain somewhere, a physical pain on a physical level, but we want to teach you why you have a pain on a
Mental level as well, and emotional. And spiritually too. So many people's spirits get taken down so hard just from childhood traumas and different things that you don't even realize. Those belief systems are just taking you down further and further as you get older, and they're harder to erase as you go on. But doing the Braveheart work and doing things like that, where you can retrace your steps and do the recall healing and things like that, can really supercharge your system and put you on the right track so you can live pain-free or be using your pain as your guide to live the best life ever.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't have any rules in my life except total love. Okay, total love. That's it. Total self-love first, and love everyone. I don't have to like everyone, but I have learned that because I've let myself off that hook of the rules that rule me. Okay, and understand this: there are like 1,500 different religions on the planet, and everybody's right. Okay, and I mean that everybody's right, but we want to take you further than that. We want to take you further. We want you to go further, meaning we want you to go inside yourself, get to really understand how you work, because if you really know science, you'll understand that you're 99.99999999996 okay percent empty space. Okay, so you're made out of 7 billion particles, and those particles are empty space, but they're not. They're filled with light and energy and frequency and actually even color, right? And that's what you were before you came here. That's what you're going to be when you leave. So we have to tap into that. So today we're talking about having a pain-free body, and we're going to talk about it on a physical level, but you can't walk away from the spiritual or the emotional.
Never.
Ever, ever, ever. And if you do, then you'll be lost and you'll be everybody else, okay? All right. So feel free to give us a call if you want, okay? Our lines are open, but we're going to start off, okay? So let's start. Let's start off with our feet, okay? And here's the thing. How many people out there have sore and tired feet?
So many people, and that's something that nobody really gives that much attention to their feet.
We don't respect. We don't respect our feet.
We're on our feet constantly.
Yeah.
We're constantly doing something. We're going 100 miles an hour most of the time. Women wearing heels, wearing uncomfortable shoes, flip flops, not good support. We put our feet through a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
And even just our body weight putting the pressure on our feet at all times.
Max, can you do me a favor? Would you go downstairs and in where my rebounder is, would you tell Lori I'd like to get the foot roller? Sure. Yeah. So I will tell you something. The best thing you can do is to really pamper those feet. Mm-hmm. Now, the other night, I have no socks on for a reason. So the other night, what I did was I took a shot glass. This is, we call it one-shot therapy. And maybe you can tell them what we're going to be doing in the new year.
Yeah, so Dr. Wolf, Sage, and myself are going to be doing videos on our one-shot therapy. We're going to be going over the entire body using our shot glass technique and breaking up scar tissue crystallization and restoring the body back to its youthful state. And we're going to be putting these little videos together for each area of the body so that all of you at home are able to become your own practitioner. Self-care is the only healthcare. So you'll be able to work on yourself and your family from home, just following along with these videos.
Or whether you're on a bus, plane, train.
Oh, I always bring one on the plane with me, especially like my neck. If you're cranking your neck in a weird way, you can just work your neck really quickly and it just relieves the pain so quick. Okay, I'm just gonna take this off for a second. Yeah, it's amazing. I was just on the plane and ended up falling asleep with my neck turned the one way and just quickly tweaked it, and it was good to go. I didn't have a stiff neck whatsoever my entire trip. It was great.
So I was flying back from Florida, and it's a longer flight, and I actually spent an hour and a half, okay, on this ankle. All right, an hour and a half taking this ankle apart, and what you're doing is you're going in between. Well, we're not going to go through this all today, but if you get a shot glass, you get coconut oil, start playing around with it, and understand something. You're going to feel kind of like tough love pain. Okay, so it's like it feels good, but it kind of doesn't feel good, and that's when you're getting in and you're breaking up the scar tissue and the crystallization and the calcium deposits. And everybody has them. You know, you have to understand something, that the way that you are being manipulated and controlled by the pharmaceuticals and by people that are unaware that they're actually trying to control you is that they control you by your emotions, so that they can create anxiety and fear and all these other things that create what? You in a sympathetic state, which then creates the dumping of cortisol and adrenaline in your body, which then creates an acidic state, which creates the inflammation that causes the scar tissue formation and the pulling of your calcium from your bones. And for those of you who think that, you know, eating calcium supplements is helping you, it's actually creating heart disease, cancer. It's creating calcium around your mitochondria. There is only one calcium in the world that actually will work on the human body, and I'm actually doing a whole series on that. While I'm in Florida, there will actually be a weekly show for 3 to 4 weeks that's going to show you the only calcium that was ever invented that can actually get rid of calcium deposits, actually help to get rid of reverse Alzheimer's, that can totally take. We've actually taken a man that is almost 90 years old and has lost 60% of bone loss, and in 6 months totally reversed his osteoporosis. Okay, so understand calcium is the main mineral in the body, and it can get rid of pain, inflammation, and it can get rid of help to bring down scar tissue formation. It can diabetes. Well, anyways, all autoimmune diseases. Okay. Because remember something, like Dr. Otto Warburg said, and he got a Nobel Peace Prize for it, is that alkalinity is the key to reverse every disease and even cancer. Okay? So we have a caller.
Caller, you can ask
Hello?
your question when you're... Hi.
Hi, caller.
Hi, my name is Kim, and I suffer from phantom pain.
Phantom
I have
pain?
a left leg above the knee amputation, and I wanted to know how to deal with that. I've had it for over 10 years. 2006 was when I lost my leg due to an accident, and I'm just, sometimes it gets really, really bad, and then other times it's I feel it, but it's like out of sight, out of mind. It's
So
like, you know,
I actually, and I remember this from high school because I thought it was so interesting. It was, I think, in history class, and they were talking about like the war veterans and that they would get phantom pain, and they actually got, I don't know how it works, but those mirrors that go and reflect on the other side, so your other leg will show where your leg is missing, and then if you were to get work done on the leg that's there and have the mirror there so you can see it getting work on, or if you massage it out yourself, it helps to get rid of the phantom pain. That was something I learned in high school. I remember it was super fascinating to me that they would do this back in the day. It was like those, do you know what I mean? Those mirrors?
Yep.
Yeah. And I don't know if you have any other options. I just, right when you said that, that's the first thing that came to my head.
So the pain is where the amputation took
Yeah.
place, and that happens a lot?
yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
now if you want to look at it on an emotional level, have you made peace with losing that part of your body? Have you made peace, honestly?
Probably not, because I'm always wishing I still had my leg.
Okay.
I have a 9-year-old daughter, and I just wish I could like get up and dance around with her and run with her. So I do miss it. I do miss my leg, but it's just, it's just, I'm slowly accepting it, but it's still kind of painful and everything.
How long ago
But
did
you're
it
saying
happen?
to go ahead like massage it, or
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
I didn't hear.
actually phantom pain. And you notice how if you massage this part of the leg, the other leg,
Yeah.
you were saying that the other one would stop hurting. Okay, well that's because it's emotional.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so
Massage my right leg.
the leg that's there, if you were to massage it, but have like a mirror image of your leg coming through on the one that's amputated, then you would be visualizing that one being massaged.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to understand something. The phantom pain is actually emotional because you're still grieving. You're still grieving for the leg that you lost. Okay, so this is not the same thing, but understand something. So now you're married. You're married for years. Okay, then your husband. Okay, he's gone and you've lost him. Right. That it doesn't matter if it's been 20 years. If you think about the day that you lost him, you are going to go through the exact emotional pain as if he died again every day. If he died every day, he died every day. Now, whether you want to believe this or not, let's take this to a different level. Here's something for you. Oh my God, what happened? I don't know. She just started having an anxiety attack. She can't breathe. She doesn't even know why, but I don't know. She just fell to the ground. Nothing was going on. Because her body decided to have the anxiety attack without her. Let me explain something. If you could learn to live in the CEO part of your brain, which is the 10% of your brain, which is the conscious part of your brain, which means that you'd have to do something like my Braveheart course online. You really would. Or come and take my whole life coach certification. It's the only way. You have to understand only 1 out of 10,000 people have control of their life today. Did you get what I said? You'd be lucky if you bump into one.
Yeah.
Because people do not go in and understand that 70 and 90% of all the beliefs they have are dysfunctional and they're passed on by somebody else. So that means you're pretending to be somebody else. And if you're pretending to be somebody else, then you're not living an authentic life. So here's the reality. Once you start doing something like, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, right? You just have to do that enough. And trust me, you're not going to be good enough. So now your subconscious, one of the main beliefs in your subconscious is you're not good enough, right? So you're not good enough anymore. Right. And so whether or not you want to believe you're good enough in your conscious mind, which is only 10%, your subconscious never listens to your conscious mind unless it speaks something 10,000 times. Did you get that? And you have to speak it with emotion. And you got to speak it like you own it and that you got this and it's already here. So now you don't do that because nobody taught you that. So go ahead. You can keep grieving over your leg all you want. And you're just wasting time because that leg's not coming back. Right. And you know what? You are still 100% spirit, 100% woman, 100% mother. And you know, this is your test to see if you can lose a physical part of you, but not lose you. Now here's the deal. So now what happens is you repeat this certain thing so often, your subconscious takes it as your prominent thought. When you do that and it takes it as your prominent thought and you do it enough, it goes into your unconscious mind. Do you know, this is actual science here. Now, do you know what the unconscious mind, what's the unconscious mind?
The body.
The body. That's right. So you can actually have an anxiety attack or a phantom pain of a leg that's no longer there because the unconscious body is so used to grieving not having something that it pains for it. How am I doing?
Oh, okay. I'm starting to get it now.
Yeah, but here's the deal. If I was in your situation, I'd be having phantom pains too until somebody came along and said, hey, until you master your mind will master you. And where your mind goes, your body must follow.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So now understand something.
Yeah.
The more screwed up, Kim, you are, the more society loves you. Because society can't make money off somebody who knows how to master their mind, because if you learn how to master your mind, then you are the master of your pain and your emotions, which means you can turn it on and off just like that, because I am.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, you're so welcome. And listen, go to docofdetoxlibrary.com and listen to a consultation I did with this lady with thyroid cancer. She said I could put it up there. And listen to my other one that's called Emotionally Fit for Life. It's free. And why don't you read The Braveheart Way on there, okay? And then see if you want to take my
Okay.
Braveheart course. It's usually almost $500. It's $197, and you can bring on a friend. And then I do Braveheart Nation calls every Tuesday where you can question me. Okay?
Okay.
Abby,
All right.
would you like to add anything to this?
No, I think you covered it. I think that was all good.
All right.
Thank you.
Did I get emotional enough? I just want to make sure.
Always.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Do you
Yes,
see?
you
I
did.
want you to.
Yeah, you
Okay,
woke me up.
Kim, I want you to get
Made me
emotional.
think about some things.
I want you to get emotional about how beautiful you are. I want you to get emotional about how amazing you are. Okay? Because you got
Yes.
this. Okay? You got this. I want you to show your little girl that you don't need a leg to dance.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I got you.
I know.
I'm listening.
I know.
Answer that.
Exactly.
You know, it's quite the challenge, and I'm not saying that I would ace it. I'm just asking you to because I know you can.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
And I thank you for helping me out, giving me direction, and starting me on the path of healing.
You are the path of healing, Kim. You are the path.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Good night.
Good night. Sleep
Okay,
tight.
you too. I'm still listening.
Okay, and I'm still
All right.
talking. Okay. Would you like to say something?
No. It's
Okay,
all
all right.
good.
All right. So, anyways, let's talk about the feet. So, you know when people get bunions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are bunions made out of? Well, they're made out of scar tissue and calcium. Do you know why? Because guess what? You are such an anxiety-ridden person, okay, that you're pulling calcium from your bones. You're so acidic, and also you're probably eating processed foods, not drinking enough structured water. What else are they not doing? Or what are they, you know?
Well, for a bunion, I actually saw somebody had their bunion removed and they took a picture of it afterwards. They asked the doctor to keep it so they could see it. It literally looked like a piece of sweet and sour chicken or like sweet and sour pork from like a Chinese restaurant. It was just like a big ball of scar tissue. It was crazy when I physically saw what it actually looked like from being removed. And I know so many women who've had to have surgeries, and you don't need to do that.
No, you don't. We can show you how to go and do the one-shot therapy and get in there. But if you actually come and see us for personal treatment and training, or we come to you, like right now, Sage, he's just finished one, and he's on his way, and he's flying to Louisiana to do another one, and then he flies to Toronto to help me out and doing the big lecture, and then he flies to do another one in North Carolina. And then another one in Florida. And then Abby's going to do a couple too. So we'll actually do personal treatment and training where we come to you. We'll teach you and your whole family how to do one-shot therapy and how to do our deep tissue on each other. And we guarantee this, that you'll be the best practitioner in your area for at least 200 miles. How's that? And I mean that. I'll stand by that. Okay, because guess what? There's a hidden practitioner in all of us. So we get back to the bunion. It's scar tissue and calcium. Now let's talk about gout. Well, we know what gout is, right? Gout is really from heavy-duty stress, drinking beer, alcohol. Those are the main things, and taking in too much sugar or refined carbohydrates, right?
Buildup of uric acid.
Yeah, and you know what? Most people that get gout and they've had it for more than 2 or 3 times, it's hard to reach them because are you ready for this? On a subconscious level, there's no love for themselves, right?
Yeah.
There's no love. I mean,
To get to that point that you can't even walk because you're that addicted to beer or something like that is.
Yeah.
I know so many older gentlemen who retired and they just go to their watering hole every day instead of what they used to do, and so many of them have gout.
They'll limp, they'll crawl,
Yeah.
and here's the deal. Guess
Limping in
what?
to drink their beer.
And it's not even them making the decision to drink the beer anymore. It's the what?
They're subconscious.
And who else? The fungus.
Oh, of course. Yeah, the bad bacteria and the fungus, they're in control of your taste buds.
Yeah, they're in control of your taste buds, and they're telling you, what about this? You're sitting at the couch and the TV's on, and it's like about 9 o'clock, and you go, "Hey, honey, I'm feeling kind of snacky. What about you?"
And like, you shouldn't be feeling snacky at that hour. You should be
No.
getting ready to go to bed and resting and restoring. So just think about that next time you want a snack at night. Who really wants that snack? Because fungus and all those guys are little vampires, right?
Yeah, they are.
Nocturnal. They come out at night to play.
Yeah. Yeah, and what was I going to say? Anyways, when you get that craving, you know it's not you. Okay? And when you go for junk food, you know it's not you. you are feeding the fungus within inside yourself, right? Because it's hungry and it wants energy. Do you know why it wants energy? Because vampires come out at night, like you say, but they come out to play. And what's that play? They come out to breed.
Procreate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want food so that you give them enough energy so they can procreate, so that they can get more fungus. So that, guess what? Now you got toenail fungus, right? And guess what, guys? When you got fungus on your skin and you got toenail fungus, that is precancerous, because that means it's all throughout your whole body. And that's why you have all this inflammation, because these critters are pooping in you and they're vomiting in you. That's what they do.
Gross.
I know.
Okay. That's the reality of it, though, everybody. I mean,
yeah.
You need to know. You need to know these things.
So yeah, and if you're dealing with like I was saying, if you're dealing with gout, what do you got to do? Well, you want to get yourself a structured water unit. Nobody understands this, but you got to go back to nature, because guess what? Structured water has no surface tension, and it absorbs in the body like 95 to 98%, whereas filtered water, no matter how expensive your unit is, you're only getting 5% down to the cell level. Yeah, because guess what? When you drink regular filtered water, ozone, distilled water, you're not putting the fire
water.
out.
Any of those waters are not nature. They're not natural.
They're not structured.
Yeah.
And that means they have heavy surface tension, which takes a lot of energy to digest, because water's a food.
And microclustered. You want your water to be broken down so that when it goes into the aquaporin channel, they're in a choo-choo train structure. So you don't want these like thousands of microclustered waters, because then you have to use all that energy to break it down into that strand so that you're getting the hydration.
Yeah.
Structured water is the only water that actually hydrates into your cells without using the energy that you need to heal your body. So when you switch to the structured water, you're blown away by how much energy you have. Like, I remember when I switched, I was like, is this what life is really like?
Yeah, and
this
remember,
is amazing.
If you got pain, you're on fire.
Yeah.
And if you're on fire, what do you need to take to a fire?
You need to bring some water.
And you want to take structured water, because no surface tension, it gets to the cells easier, and that's where the real fire is happening.
And it's going to deliver the nutrients into your cells better too. So especially with gout, nutrition is so important. If you're eating a lot of carbs and things and sugar, you need to switch to a plant-based diet. You need to get lots of fresh and raw, and being on something like the black gold and the humic acid concentrates, those are jam-packed with nutrients, 70 plus bioavailable nutrients in those guys.
Yeah, and there's humic concentrate.
They're going to balance your hormones. They're going to help you burn fat, build muscle. Amazing. They even get rid of bad bacteria, fungus.
Yeah, and what you want to do is you want to lighten up. And did anybody ever notice that? What species, men or women, have more gout?
Men.
Why?
Why?
Beer.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Okay. Yeah. So
got the beer belly and the beer toe.
I really feel sorry for women, because it's really hard to reach men, right? Especially when they get addicted to something like that,
Yeah.
And then you feel so bad for them, and you take them to the hospital, and you get their drugs, and then they numb out. And then guess what? They're hardly even there. I mean, because to kill pain with a drug means that you're numbing yourself out and you're killing your spirit. You do know that, right? So you do know that the more that you're not centered in the present moment, and the more that you're on drugs, the more you take beer, the more that entities come into you. Oh yeah, different types of frequencies. Ghouls. You don't want ghouls. And those ghouls can even be in a physical form called worms,
Parasites.
right? Parasites, fungus,
bad
bacteria, and even bad viruses, right?
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So anyways, we talked about that. And so you want to lighten up, which means if you had gout or you had any type of real heavy inflammation, you want to take a look at our Perfect Day Guide, which is at the Doc of Detox library, and you can read through that. If you could create the perfect day from the minute you wake up until you go to bed, and understand that pain is a GPS, and it's saying, hey, sweetheart, you're a little off track. Can you come back? Right? But guess what? You're not going to come back if you've been raised by dysfunctional parents. Oh, wait a minute. That would be all parents. I mean, when I was raising my kids, I was dysfunctional too. I apologized to my kids for the way I raised them. And I said, if you're screwed up, just let me know, because I probably did it to you. So that's why they call it adulteration. But anyways, let me get back to it. So the reason why people will continually do things, not just on a physical level, why does he do drugs? Why does he do alcohol? He's not just addicted to it on a physical level, but they can be addicted to it on an emotional level, because the amount that you love yourself will be the type of therapy and the type of food that you decide to pick. I mean, why would anybody pick chemotherapy when there's only a 2.25 success rate after 5 years? Well, because I don't really love myself, but you don't really know that. Aha, there's the kicker.
Yeah.
So.
And especially like with pain, it is your GPS. It's your friend. You want to get those pain responses. And so many people numb themselves out. They don't even feel the pain anymore. And I know when I really switched over to being like super healthy, and I would go off track just like a little bit, like, oh, I'm gonna have pizza with my friends or whatever, and it's like vegan, gluten-free pizza still, and I'll be like, oh, that really hit me, like I can't do that anymore. And people are like, you're so healthy though, why can't you do that? It's because my body's telling me I shouldn't be eating those things because they aren't good for me.
Well, here's another case. I mean, you know what? It's my first date, and I go out with this girl, and we go out for Chinese food. And because women are more sensitive emotionally and to food, we know that.
Yeah.
Okay? Because and why? Because they're the ones that they carry babies. That's right. And so we go out for Chinese food, and because there's MSG in it or there's other chemicals in it, you know what? There's me driving home, the male. Right? And I don't bring in babies into the world. I just help do a little bit anyways, but whatever. So I just, on the way home, I burp, I fart, right? Okay? And then she's hanging out the window throwing up because her body's alert going, oh my God, get rid of this. This is no good for us. We need, this is the temple that creates life. So even if you're not pregnant, understand something. So when people say to me, well, you know, if I have like even a half a beer, I don't feel good. 20 minutes later, I don't, and it's not in my head, it's the way it is. You know, but if you drank beer every day, you don't feel anything.
Yeah.
Because your body goes, hey, this is all he drinks anyways, better take this, got to survive.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it really does. Your body will actually stop creating pain or creating hangovers or creating certain things to stop wasting energy because you're a 911 emergency.
Yeah. And it's not hard being healthy. The hard thing is being sick. Just remember, like, you know, people say that to me. They're like, how do you eat healthy all the time? Like, how, it's so hard. I'm like, no, it's harder being sick. I don't
I know, but
that.
That's not true, Abby. You had to leave so many friends behind, and you don't do a lot of things that your friends used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
but
now,
I still go out and have a great time with them.
Yeah, that's true. So, do you see what I was trying to say though? It's hard to break away because you know what, we're so needy for people's love, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what if I don't get loved? Well, yeah, you'll probably wither up and die because you've never been taught how to love yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you have to work on self-love. That's the number one thing.
Yeah, it really truly is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, this is a foot roller, so we're not getting very far, are we? So we're at the feet.
Yeah.
But you know what? We've got like forever, don't we?
Yeah, I think, you know, you guys are cool with that, right?
Yeah, we got forever. We might only get to the knee today, but you know what? We'll be back again.
Yeah. We're always here. You know, we do, 5 days a week? we'll
Yeah.
find time to
Okay.
get through the whole body, I'm sure.
All right, so this is called a foot roller. You can get this at the health food store, buy it online.
Amazon, wherever.
This is amazing. Get up in the morning and roll your feet. Start off gentle first because you're going to have so many crystals and crunchies in there, and you want to use this. And don't get those ones with spikes in them. So you see how this one is? I love this one. Okay, and make sure it's not too torture looking, right? And then you just put the pressure on when you're standing up or sitting at a chair that you can handle. Start there, and because don't bruise your feet or overwork them, okay? But this is really excellent for that.
Really good for the arches.
Yeah. And the other thing is I thought I brought up you can also skin brush. So you can also, if your feet are always sore, you can always take like a natural skin brush and start skin brushing them before you do the foot rolling, right? So that you're breaking them in gentle. And you can see that on my book, Healthy to 100. You can get that for free if you call us up.
Really good for people who have bad circulation in their feet and legs.
Yeah, you want to start there. You want to start there.
Yeah.
And you can also get like a small hard baseball or like an Indian rubber ball.
Beside you.
Oh, okay. Or you can use like a ball like this, okay? You can use a softer ball and roll your feet for the first while, especially if you're really like, if you're like the acid queen or acid king, building all kinds of crystals in there. Mm-hmm. And then roll gently to begin with. Like, just roll in there like I love you. Don't go in there and torture yourself.
The lacrosse ball is good too. It's a bit smaller.
Yeah, so, you know, just get in there and really roll that feet around, and you'd be standing up or you'd be sitting in a chair with it on the floor, okay? And you can use a lacrosse ball like Abby was saying, or you can get a golf ball if you want to get into the corners and really, oh wow, there's a knot, and just work that out. And listen, don't work the whole foot hard, but if you feel a crystal or a lump in your foot or some scar tissue, and it's an area about the size of a dime or even a quarter, no bigger, then go in there and work it until you bruise it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get some DMSO right here. You can get it in a roll-on from us, or you can get it in a gel. DMSO is made from trees, and they tell you don't get it on your skin. Meanwhile, DMSO is one of the best solvents to get rid of arthritis, crystallization, calcification, even to put on tumors, fibroids,
Any type of cyst, like
any
if
type
you
of
get
pain,
cyst on your skin, it will get rid of them as well. Like,
warts.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's amazing.
it's
I
like
love the
it's
DMSO.
and it's this DMSO. There's a lot of them out there that aren't good, and I'm not just saying it, but a lot of them aren't that good. This is the best one that's made, and you put the DMSO on. Now let's say it's an area that you have no feeling, or it's really like a knot or big crystal or calcium deposit. Then what you do is you first work it, okay, with the ball or with the foot roller, and then you put the DMSO on, and because it's tough skin, then I would go and I'd put on our pain away, okay, which is right here. Then you put the pain away on the DMSO, and that fires it up and creates all this heat, pulls the circulation in, and starts to melt that down.
Yeah, and that's like you do that more so like on the feet and different areas. You wouldn't want to do that on anywhere sensitive.
No, so it's like the tougher areas, right?
Like you can do it, even your knees you could do.
Yeah, knees, ankles. Yeah. Toes.
Yeah. Basically lower body.
Yeah, basically.
Lower body stuff.
Basically.
And with ankles, the one-shot therapy is incredible if you have any type of ankle condition. Like if you've ever sprained your ankle, fractured it, or anything like that, you're going to have a lot of, it even calcifies a lot in the ankles because it's.
So yeah, I was getting it. Okay, so I'm 62. So about the time you're around 50, you're going to start to have things go, right? And you do, okay? If you don't, because even me, like not even me, I didn't look after myself. I was a party hound, and everybody does. I mean, we come here to just do it. We want to just, lose it all. Lose it emotionally, lose it physically. We come down here to do that. But the thing is that we got to pull back from the cliff before we go over.
Yeah.
And then start learning how to get the love back and the respect and the protect and all that other stuff. So I went in here and I worked on coming back from Florida. I worked on my foot, not kidding, for 1 hour. 1 hour. I just got in there, and the first place I did was right in here, where when your foot bends. And I cleaned this out. This is called the horseshoe, and I went and cleaned all that out. Then here's where your lymph system is in between. I cleaned all that out. Okay, and then I came in here and I ground all around the malleolus. Did the heel where the prostate is back here.
And there's so many different reflexology points on the foot, so you can look at maps and charts, and you can target different organs on the bottom of your feet if you're dealing with any specific condition. So it's really amazing what you can do with that. And like on the side, like Dr. Wolf was saying, you have your prostate, or for women, your ovaries and your uterus, your bladders in here, you have your whole spine. So it's really amazing. And then if you have done any injuries on your ankle, really get on the sides of the bones, on coming up the sides of the ankle. That's where
come right up the sides, right here.
Yeah.
Where the shin splints would be.
Yeah.
Okay, so understand this. You need to get this. Are you like insane? Do you actually think that if you make an appointment once a week or once every 2 weeks to see a practitioner, you're going to stay well? Boy, did we get sucker punched, eh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Understand something. We're going to keep on repeating ourselves and tell you to come and take a personal treatment and training, or have Abby come or Sage come and come and teach your family for 5 days. Or you're going to come and take a whole life coach course, or you're going to take our deep tissue certification or our non-surgical to learn how to pull fibroids and tumors apart. Because I'll tell you something, either you're going to bring this home and take charge, or you can just go from treatment to treatment. And guess what? You're only going to be as healthy as till the next treatment. Mm-hmm. Okay? So you can either go and give somebody all that money, or you can invest into yourself and unleash that practitioner from within. Okay? So we're not going to go through all that, but like Abby was saying, if you've ever had shin splints, You can come right in along the side and break those things up. And guess what? That pain will be gone, hey Abby?
Yeah.
But you are going to bruise this area.
It's
I'm not
very,
talking.
yeah.
I'm not talking about black and blue though, am I?
No, they're like just like brownish yellowy ones. They're not crazy. But I used to get really bad shin splits, and that was the most painful area for me, getting deep tissue on. I can handle it like any other area of the body, and the shins is so painful. But after you actually, and I have to do the one shot. I couldn't even get you or Sage to do it. It hurt so bad. So I did the one shot on my shins, and now I can get the work done with the elbow work from Sage. So it's amazing how much you can just improve your body doing the one shot therapy. And yeah.
Oh, and can I get personal?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see this beautiful, sweet girl here? Working on her, I'd rather work on a construction worker. Okay? Not now, but when we started. Okay? Because I'll tell you, Abby learned when she was younger that she needed to toughen up and to bury her emotions. Me too. Everybody. Not just her. But come on. For her size, I'd have to go in there and really man up and work on her, didn't I?
I had so much scar tissue. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I played soccer my whole life. I had so many injuries. And I used to like get, I was like happy when I would sprain my ankle because my mom paid more attention to me.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, working on her ankles was like, it was no party.
Yeah.
But it's all coming back now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm like, I have no issues anymore. It's amazing.
We want you to understand, I don't care where you are, what condition you're in, you haven't even begun, sweetheart, to turn it on. You're amazing. You can do this. Never give up on yourself, because that's where it all starts right there. And we want you to get this. Listen, we have a money-back guarantee, okay, on all our trainings, all of them, all our treatments. Why do we do that? Because you have been sold the wrong bill of goods. You don't even know who you are. You don't even understand your potential. It's amazing, okay? Listen, I want to tell you this. I mean this in the best way. We have naturopaths, chiropractors, nurses coming and take our courses. And then we'll have, and I mean this in the best way too. We'll have a housewife come, or we'll have somebody that worked in a steel factory, and they come and they knock it out of the park.
They're so good.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Out of this world. And especially like housewives, because they're so nurturing and they're so caring. They're mothers, or even fathers who are stay-at-home dads. They're so much more nurturing, and they just care so much. So when they do the work, they are just so good. Yeah. Some of the best practitioners we've had have even come just to learn it for their families. So if you're ever considering doing the training and you just don't think you have the education or background to do it, you're wrong. You do. Anybody can do this. It's
passion,
amazing.
Desire, intention. Okay. All right. So if anybody's out there and they do want to call in, if they have any questions, please do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about things like when people would get like cramps, right? And bad cramps, and they say it's growing pains, and then you want to give your children calcium. What should you be giving them?
Magnesium.
And structured water.
And the humic or the black gold. That would be really good because the nutrients.
Black gold. This is the black gold right here.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other thing is that your child's not, like I said, not getting enough water. Make it structured water, and get them off of the milk and the dairy. No more cheese. No more yogurt. You know all that great yogurt? There is not a yogurt out there that I put in my mouth. Okay. You can make things like kefir from coconut.
Yeah, coconut kefir.
From coconut kefir, that's good. Okay.
That's the only thing I would ever do.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
And they do make coconut yogurts out there too, and just be careful with even those because there's so many preservatives and sugars and things like that. So just know that all healthy alternatives for dairy products, not all of them are good.
Yeah, did you hear about Greek yogurt? That's different though.
Oh right, yeah.
That's
totally.
different.
Yeah.
That'll totally heal you, and it's so good for you. Are
Dairy,
you kidding me? You must be kidding
the
me.
devil.
Okay, we got a caller. Okay, let's see.
Let me get
Okay.
my
Hi, caller.
piece back in.
Hello,
Hi.
this is Janet calling.
Hi, Janet.
Hi. I have a couple of questions. I'm going to start with one and the humic products, which I've been on for a week now, and I really, really like them.
Awesome.
I've lost 5 pounds. I was stuck at one weight, so I've lost this 5 pounds in a week, which is
Congratulations. That's
pretty
so
amazing.
exciting.
And but my question is, I I don't know what the signs are of having worms or bacteria in my body. I do have toenail fungus mm, on one toe.
You can't have
Um,
fungus
but
without having worms, Janet.
okay,
Okay,
so I
let's
do
understand
have
something.
worms.
Listen, everybody wants to come to your party, okay? So if there's fungus there, fungus vibrates down at the level of a worm. Where's fungus? Down right to the
Pardon?
ground level, right? That's where,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. So they all come for the parasite party. You got fungus, you got worms, right?
Okay.
Okay.
All
So
right.
yeah, and that means you've got bad bacteria. But see, soon as you start to turn around the bacteria, then guess what? The whole vibration of the body comes up. You know, this is what everybody needs to understand is your
Yeah.
bacteria in your colon. How important are they, Abby?
They're everything.
They're
Everything.
everything.
Like if you
Everything.
have an imbalance in your bacteria, then everything else goes south. So
Yeah.
you need to make sure you keep that balance. My favorite thing to keep balance is the tummy love because this works with your body. It's going to make custom bacteria with your DNA.
Native. It's going
Yeah.
to take your native bacteria that mommy gave you,
Hmm.
and it's going to explode it instead
Yeah.
of bringing in all these expensive bacteria everybody's taking. They can't touch this with a
Yeah.
10-foot pole because we want to take your native bacteria and create a nation. We don't want to bring in different types of strains and try. It does help somewhat. Look,
Totally, and
we sell it.
some people need that to
Yeah.
get out of the woods.
Yeah.
You need to do it sometimes. And our Forever Flora is really amazing. I take it still, and that's going to help a lot with candida because it does break the chitin layer on the candida to
But it's these three.
eliminate them. But yeah, these are the best
This
ones
the
for
three
your
things.
bacteria, and the diatomaceous earth for worms
Yeah.
as well, which is over
This is
there.
the
What was
cheap.
that again?
The diatomaceous earth is the cheapest way to go.
Oh.
Make sure you get a clean one. We actually called ours pure and clean because most diatomaceous earth are not pure and clean. Okay? And diatomaceous earth, what happens is what worms do is they eat diatomaceous earth for food and it goes in like razor blades and it just, well, you know what it does.
Yeah, and then bye bye wormies.
Bye bye wormies. Yeah.
And the tummy love's really awesome because it's gonna help to settle. It settles in the stomach a lot, so it's gonna help to calm your stomach down. And then it's higher fractions of the humic acid, so the humic acid is gonna stay in your GI tract for longer, so it's gonna help to propagate bacteria for longer periods
Yeah.
of time. And then it has fulvic acid as well, nano sized fulvic acid, so it's gonna help to eliminate like heavy metals and detox other elements.
And it drops off 60 minerals to feed your bacteria. And guess what else Tummy Love does? It picks up glyphosates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the fulvic. The fulvic, what it does is it delivers into the cells, but it also takes out. So it's like
Yeah.
a garbage man
Yeah.
as well as a delivery man.
And the thing is with all our
So
human...
the tummy
Go ahead.
love has the fulvic acid and the humic acid
So the
that right?
tummy love has humic and fulvic in it, yes.
and fulvic.
But
Okay.
Yeah,
but it's a different type. It's orchestrated for the large intestine to feed those
Yeah.
bacteria.
Yeah.
That's its job.
So if you're looking for fulvic acid to do like chelation of heavy metals, to cross the blood-brain barrier, to do other things, you'd want to do the fulvic acid concentrate because that's going to be more effective, and it's just a stronger
Yeah.
grade for that.
All right. So let me just say this: like it was back in the 80s, after a really lovely Italian meal full of garlic, a worm 10 inches long came out my anus. Did it? Do you think it's what left the eggs behind, or did
Of course it did.
Um,
And the thing is if you go and get a worm test, that's
Yeah.
the worst test you'll ever get because worms live in the lining, and the test is only for in the colon lumen. It's not. They're not going to even get it. Getting a test
Yeah.
for worms is like 1 in 1,000 that they'd even be right.
The most effective way to test would honestly be with the amp coil because it's
Yeah.
going to pick it up from your voice. So your body already knows what's in it. So by doing the voice recording with an amp coil, it can pick up the resonance of different elements that are in your system. So it can pick up like specific worms that are in you, or different things, and then it runs different programs using sound frequency to tune them out of the body. So it's basically creating a vibration that they can't live in anymore.
And then they just exit.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
They basically the vibration, kind of like, you know how an opera singer
cracks the glass.
can crack the glass with her voice. It kind of cracks the worm and they die.
Well, everything is about frequency, Janet, and you know what? When I say this, I mean this. A worm couldn't even live in me. I could eat something that has tons of parasites in it, and it's not going to stay there. Is when you finally really embrace that you deserve total love, and you then go to high vibrational nutritionals and foods, the vibration has to be low enough for something to stay. Listen, I want you tonight to go to, where do you live?
I live in San Francisco.
Okay, go to San Francisco, and I want you to go to the dirtiest, grungiest biker bar, and I want you to hang out for 3 hours. You're not going to do it. That's as much as a worm can live in a high vibrational being, you know? Okay, so let's and I don't mean anything against, you know, it doesn't have to be a biker bar, but you know what I'm talking about. Nothing against bikers out there. I didn't mean that. Okay, so understand something, that things only go to where the vibration makes them feel comfortable. And it's like, wow, this person has fungus. That means they're rotting. Whoa! Where else would a worm want to live except in a manure pile?
Yeah.
And you're not a manure pile, and that's an exaggeration. Yeah. So you understand what I'm saying. Everybody out there, if you're just new on the show, I exaggerate everything, don't I?
Oh yeah, drama queen, king.
Yeah, I'm a drama. Oh, it's okay. You know, I've even got a pair of pink pants.
You do. You have a lot of pink clothes.
Be quiet.
Okay.
All right.
You have more pink clothes than I do.
I just got the Tummy Love. It came in the mail today, so I'm going to start on that.
Yeah, and can I say something about?
I need to order that diatomaceous, whatever that earth.
Diatomaceous earth.
Right.
Yeah. But here's
diatomaceous earth.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
Do you do coffee enemas?
No.
Okay, listen, you're a go-getter, Janet. I already know that. Just check into Gerson Clinic coffee enemas. Just check into it, okay? Okay, and then if you take the humic fulvic, so when you go to grind your beans, you put them in the water, you boil the coffee beans, you put in 1 teaspoon of the black gold, and then you put in 1 eyedropper of the Tummy Love, and guess what?
Best enema you'll ever have.
Okay, so guess what? Get ready for this. So don't want to do it. Don't want to put something up my bum. Okay? Don't want to have to do a coffee enema. But guess what? After you do this coffee enema, you watch the clarity, the energy that you have. Because between the colon and the liver, they decide whether you're going to not just live, but thrive.
I'm
right?
speaking, this webinar is how to live pain-free. Coffee enemas are one of
Boom.
the best ways to eliminate pain
You can have
throughout
pain
your whole body.
that you just want to I've had enough. I don't want to even be here anymore.
Yeah.
Do a coffee enema and find out what happens, and then you're going to change your tune.
And especially with adding the humic, like the humic powder, which is the black gold, that's also anti-inflammatory, and the nutrients that are in it are going to just supercharge your whole body.
Or what you could do is spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and try to clean your liver, or you can just go and make a cup of coffee and put it in the other end.
That's the end it should go in.
There it is.
Okay.
And also when you do coffee enemas, go to sawilsons.com, because SA Wilson's coffee is, you can get this bucket on that site as well, and they make, it's like a more of a green coffee bean, so it's like almost looks like a blonde color.
Yeah.
And that's the coffee you want to use when you do coffee enemas.
Yeah.
You can use any coffee, but that's the best one to use.
And just know that around midnight tonight.
S is in Sam, A is in Apple,
And then Wilson's.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, sawilsons.com.
Yeah. And when are you going to do the show and show people how to do it?
That's for That's a private show.
Oh.
you have to pay big bucks for that one.
Okay, all right. Anyways, yeah, how's that, Janet?
That gives me that answer. I do have a question about the DSMO and the pain away.
Yes, please.
So, I have, swelling in my finger knuckles.
You have a what?
It looks swelling in my finger knuckles.
Okay.
And it's calcification, of course.
What you're going to do?
And
what you're going to do?
And so I can work that out with the shot glass, correct?
Coconut oil, or better still,
Yeah.
if it were me, I'd mix a little bit of DMSO with coconut oil because, well, I want the coconut oil to move around and get in there. I'll put a little DMSO with it. I would even put a little bit of pain away in the coconut oil and the DMSO, and because it's calcification. And I'd go in there, and I would go in, and if the edge of your shot glass might not be right, then take the bottom of the actual. If you have a medium size,
Just like the
essential oil
humic
bottle.
acid size is the medium, I think.
Well, even if you get a smaller one, and you want smaller one than this, if you don't have a right shot glass, go in there and just breathe. Do this with me. Put that on there, and then go, and really get in there, and just, you know what? Don't become the pain. Put yourself over on the side of the bench going, yeah, I got this. And just stay with that Lionheart breathing. And guess what? And you do it for 3 to 5 minutes, and you're going to go, oh my gosh.
Is it just the one knuckle, or is it all your fingers?
No, well, it's in the first knuckle, and probably, actually it's gotten better, a little bit better, because I've been on structured water and detox tea for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, structured water is the best solvent water.
And you're off of all gluten and dairy and meat, animal
Pardon?
protein?
Wait, one more time?
Do you eat any animal products or gluten?
I have some gluten maybe once a week, and I haven't done animal products other than eggs, organic eggs, for probably a month.
Okay.
Okay, then you're on a roll.
Maybe 2 months.
The gluten, I know gluten causes my hands to swell. That's one of my symptoms whenever I eat gluten, is my hands get swollen. So maybe cut that out completely.
Okay, get rid of it.
And don't buy bread.
Okay.
And don't.
It's fairly easy for me now because I haven't been doing,
Anything
I
with
haven't.
flour is the sugar from the flour is going to go directly into your bloodstream. So any breads or pastas or anything like that aren't, even if they're gluten free, they aren't good.
And there's no such thing as a good flour. So I need everybody to know that. No. Because it's like so fine that when it goes into your body, it's as bad as sugar. So flour and sugar are destroying everyone. Okay, and the other thing is don't buy bread without gluten, because that's not even bread, that's cardboard. So.
Yeah.
So how much coconut oil and how much DSMO and how much pain away go into my little salve that I'm going to rub into my
why don't
fingers?
why don't you get a little jar and make up a whole jar of it, and then mix it around. And how much of each? How much of each do it?
Depends on
Well,
how much of
I would say I would go if
it's like
what
a
I would
2
do
ounce
is go
jar.
70% coconut oil, maybe 20% DMSO. Where am I now? And then 10% of the pain away. And that's what I would do. And then make a jar of it. And then you know what you need? Such a tiny
small amount.
little.
Not like
that's
a
it.
half a pea size.
Oh, even smaller.
Be like a quarter of a pea.
Quarter pea. Okay, so quarter pea size. So and
then structured water.
But listen.
Is that what you're saying?
No, you don't put structured water.
Watch 1 second. Now put it on something and brace it, and then take it and go like this, right? Yeah. So don't try to do it like this free, like
putting it on your knee is a good option because it curves.
Put it on your knee.
You can curve it with your knee.
And then put it on your knee, and then go in there and close your eyes. Close your eyes. Connect to your breathing, and I'm telling you. And then I want you to focus on seeing this thing breaking apart like an iceberg and then melting. And guess what? And if you breathe like that, you're going to call me and go, oh my gosh, it took me 3 to 5 minutes. And guess what? It was hardly any tenderness and the next day, and it was gone. So now after you've done that, what you can do is you can then
Yeah.
take some DMSO, straight DMSO, a little bit of pain away after that, and put it on a little Band-Aid and put it right over the area and let that soak over the night time. And it's just going to go in there and go, calcium, get out of there. Scar tissue, get out of there. And it'll be gone.
And one of my clients, she
Wow.
actually, she uses DMSO, so she'll put it on her like arms or wherever she has a sore area, and then she rubs it into her hands after. And she said it got rid of her, she had like a little bit of bulging knuckles, and it got rid of that, and her pain and her hands went away. So you can always even just massaging the DMSO straight onto your hands a couple times a day is going to help.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And this would be something I would do a couple times a day, right?
I would be
On the
doing,
hand.
well,
Not with the shot glass.
Not the shot glass.
Just applying it. You would do that a few times a day.
So once you worked on an area and there's bruising, what do we got to do?
Got to wait till there's no bruising and it's not tender anymore, and then you would go in.
Then you go right back in. And how many times would it take for her to do her knuckle and get it away?
Well, because of muscle memory, it's usually with a hand, I'd say 3.
Yeah.
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 With different areas of the body, it can be 3 to 5. If it's been a chronic problem for a really long time, it can be a couple more treatments.
And if you're really
over that,
stubborn
but-
and you can't let go,
Yes,
and you're
that's a big
holding
thing.
grudges, and you're also doing the self-loathing thing, then we'll probably have to work on you every week for 30 years.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. Like, so many people are still tied
thank
into
you.
their condition, so you need to get rid of that.
What condition?
So,
Your
so
condition.
I'm on the phone and can't watch, so I'll have to rewind this and see what you're talking about the chakra thing.
Okay,
'Cause
yeah.
I can't really see what's going on, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
good. Thank you. You've been very, 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 very helpful.
It's our pleasure.
And we're so thankful that you joined us. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you,
All
Janet.
right. I'll stay on. All right. Thank you. Bye.
Have a great
now.
day. Bye. And do we have another caller? All right. You can ask your question
Wow,
when
they're
you're
patient,
ready.
aren't they?
Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
I would have hung up. Just kidding.
Very patient.
Hi, Dr. Wolf, Dr. Abby. I really like your show.
Thank you.
Can you say a little more about that, Dr. Wolf? If a person holds on to unforgiveness and bitterness, does that make them acidic?
No, that makes them not at ease, so they are at disease, not just to themselves, but to everyone else around them. So it's more than being acidic. And understand something. Let me tell you something, John, and I mean this in the best way, but if there's anybody out there that is part of any club or any type of organization that uses guilt for manipulation or control, I would put your Nikes on and run. So, or even families, because families are the biggest guilt givers in the world, okay? And they truly are. And it's not because families aren't beautiful people. It's just that it's called the family curse. And that's going to be my book that I'm releasing in the spring. It's called The Family Curse. And that's what's killing us as a nation is because people refuse to love themselves because they've been taught not to love themselves, because that's how we are being controlled by the elite. And people are going, oh my God, does he have to get into that? Well, whatever.
It's the truth.
If it's not the truth, then why is 80% of the population pre-diabetic, 80% of the population overweight or obese? 1 out of every 2 people will have cancer. Is that called love? Is that called self-love? Are you looking after yourself? Do you really care for yourself? Or are you just fulfilling the family curse and deciding that, and look at John, seriously. Is there anybody that you can rely on to continually love you each and every day? Good luck with that, John. And if you say yes, then I tell you, you don't even know what love is.
Holding on to something is harder
Yeah.
than letting go.
Yeah.
So it does make the body acidic.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that was a really long, drawn-out answer, eh? Yeah, absolutely.
To sum it
buddy.
up, yes.
So let me put it to you this way. Did you know that you can actually test somebody, okay? You can test the pH in their blood, okay? And all you have to do is get them to smile and then frown, and the pH changes that fast.
You gotta be kidding.
I don't kid. Do I? Not about this.
Not
So
about
then
that.
Not about this.
So that means that
Well,
anger and fear also make the body acidic.
oh my gosh, no, they destroy the body. Forget that.
Any
They
negative
set it on fire.
Any negative emotion, you're gonna have acidity forming.
Let me tell you something. Judgment is the biggest one for acidity. Okay, judging. Okay, and guess what? We have a justice system in this country. We don't. We have a revenge system. Why do you think there's so much sickness here? It's all about revenge. It's not about justice. It's not about, oh my gosh, why did that person break the law? Why don't we find out why they did it? What are they missing? What part of themselves don't they love? You know, no, let's punish them. So, and even in families, I can remember when I was younger, you know, when we did something wrong, whoa, the belt came out, or my father's steel-toed boot, it found that spot. So, you know, this is the way that we kind of get raised, but it's going to have to stop eventually. It's going to have to stop. So understand something, and this is the way. Love is the answer, but guess what? Self-love is the key. And by loving yourself doesn't make yourself selfish. It makes yourself selfish enough to understand what you need to fulfill your needs, to become a loving human being, to shine that light, to guide your family. That's it.
Well, your ATP plus sure is making a difference. I mean, I look in the mirror and I'm getting more handsome by the day.
Our ATP plus is the only organic ATP in the world. It creates more ATP than any other ATP product, and it's the only product with Dr. George Merkel's live crystals in it, and his life crystals. If you want to go on YouTube, look at life crystals, Dr. George Merkel. He was able to, in a laboratory, grow every type of tissue and organ in the human body with these crystals. And these crystals have the highest vibration for regenerating the human system again. And that's what's in our ATP, it's in our pineal, and it's in
the divine vine.
Divine vine.
And if you're looking to improve your mood and have a better sense of well-being and get rid of negative emotions, the divine vine is the best one for that.
It puts you in, yeah.
Complete harmony, peace.
Yeah, this is good.
Positive state. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need some of that.
It's called the happy elixir.
But no, this ATP is amazing. It's really working as far as like generating energy. I mean, I've tried so many other people's supplements and nothing has worked like this.
John?
I think everybody needs to be on ATP plus.
Yeah.
Now you can have the rush of your life, and it only comes from nature. And did you notice something? You have all this energy, but you never crash. You never come down. It's like you just there, and it's like, That's what it's all about. Mm-hmm. It's not a stimulant. It's a regenerant. And you know what it does? Our ATP product is actually decalcifying the mitochondria in your cells, which now comes alive and goes, John, I'm back. Yeah.
Well, when you put your leg up on the bench and you were like using that tool to like demonstrate,
yeah,
I noticed you have really nice calves. And that's the kind of calves I used to have. Can I rub the ATP plus on my lower legs?
No.
With DMSO?
I wouldn't do that, no.
No. But you know, the calves will come back, okay?
Are you trying to build your calves more or what?
As you change.
Yes, my calves used to look like Dr. Wolf's calves.
And okay. What are they like thinner now or?
They are.
Okay.
The
black gold is going to help you build muscle. So that would be, if you were to take the black gold and the ATP plus together, that would be the best way to build more muscle. Or the humic acid concentrate too. If you don't want to do the powder, you can do the concentrate. But the beauty of the black gold is that there's humic and fulvic acid within the powder, whereas then the humic acid concentrate and the fulvic acid concentrate were extracted from the black gold.
Well, whatever your humic and fulvic is, it is very special. Because I've tried another doctor's humic and fulvic products, and I don't
The
I
way
don't
that
know
it's
what the difference is, but
extracted.
yours really works.
Ours is extracted mechanically, so we have
Mechanically.
higher percentage of the actual humic acid and fulvic acid in the products.
And guess what
If
else?
all the
Yeah.
other ones are chemically extracted, so it's only like 0.75% humic and fulvic acid, where ours is I think 7%. So it's way greater, and you can take as
And
much of it as you want.
the DACA Detox tea, I really like it, except I wouldn't mind drinking more of it. Can I drink more?
No,
Like
no, because
Are you having 3 bowel movements a day?
oh yeah, more.
Oh, okay, well
no,
then
no.
no,
I only
don't
want
do
3
more.
bowel movements. So pull it back,
Yeah.
pull it back, pull it back. Okay. All right. Now the tea that we have, it's got 1,200 frequencies that we actually laser into it. So please, that's part of it why you want it. So just back off on it because that's bringing lots of energy in for the organs. So just relax and just have that 2 to 3 bowel movements a day, and that's it.
Yeah, it's
And if I can come back to the we have a patent process on our
yeah.
humic fulvic that nobody has, and it's we have the smallest molecular size of humic fulvic in the world. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
And it's also where you get your humic fulvic. That's a big one too. So, and I got to tell you something. The day that this came into my life, it was a blessing from above, because, you know, I just want products that
Yes,
are
it
really
is.
going to help to really heal people. You know, I just don't want to sell. We don't want to sell things.
Yeah, no. We
No.
want to help people. That's number
No,
one.
these products are not a gimmick. These are like these are game changing
Yeah.
products. I mean, I don't think there's anything else like it.
Yeah.
Well, we have another product you might want to look at just for yourself, John. And just go to Doc of Detox /calcium, and you'll see the only healthy calcium that's on this planet, and a calcium that's going to be a game changer in the whole world of health.
And that's docofdetox.com /calcium.
Yes.
Even if you have a calcium signaling issue.
You wait. Just go read
And
this. This is a whole different game.
Okay.
This changes. This
Okay.
changes everything. Everything. There hasn't been a revolutionary breakthrough in calcium until this came through. Okay, this is it. You go in and read it, and you'll
Okay.
find out. It's all the science is there. All right. So
Now on the amp coil.
Yes,
That
go
amp
ahead.
coil that Abby talks about a lot.
Yeah.
Now with respect to parasite cleansing,
Mhm.
they have groups like Microbe Formulas that they push this Mimosa pudica stuff. And I've been reading the threads on the closed group, and there's so many people suffering. I mean, all they keep coming on saying is, "I'm so weak. I feel so sick. I can't even get out of bed." I mean, that scares me. That to even begin that kind of protocol.
okay, well, but wait a second here. Wait a second
You're
here.
probably are you talking about the Lyme, like the Lyme closed group, like for Lyme disease?
No, it's called Microbe Formulas
No.
Oh, it's something
closed
different.
group.
Is that with amp coil or what is that with?
No. It's not with Amcoil. The
Okay.
reason this is why on the Microbe Formulas group,
Yeah.
someone who has an amp coil posted how they used their amp coil sessions and they got rid of their parasites,
Yeah.
and almost without Herxheimer effects.
Yes. Yeah. That's the beauty with the amp
And
coil.
yet you've got people taking all these supplements and they're getting all this die off and all these
Yeah, but-
parasites dying within them. And
But John, we talked about that, and I already told you that there are so many functional medicine doctors that are into detox this, detox that, and they're
going
they're
too
detox
hard.
they're detoxing people, and I got to tell you, there are too many functional medicine doctors doing this, and they're leaving people devalued of their energy. They
What-
totally suck them out.
The best way to get would be to use the amp coil and be using the tea and the fulvic products.
Yeah.
Because the amp coil is gonna do everything on the energetic level, using the sound frequencies, and then if you're using the fulvic acid, it's going to be delivering nutrients to the cells and then taking out the bad. So even with die off, if you're taking those supplements, it's going to be wiping everything out of the system.
But hold on too, there's something else, and that is get the cork out of the other end.
Yes, with
These people are not taking, they're taking maybe a laxative, which will drain you. The daily cleansing tea is, this is not a laxative, there's no stimulant in it. So that, you gotta, if you're gonna kill something off, don't leave dead soldiers laying around. Let's keep them moving out. And the other thing is how many people, find out how many people on these groups are drinking structured water. So they're drinking heavy water. Well, I know. Well, then it's never going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
And
it's not going to work.
Yeah, the amp coil has a Herx Help setting as well. So if anybody is sensitive or they do feel those detox and die-off effects coming on, you can just do the Herx Help setting at 17 minutes and you feel completely perfect again after that.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's out of this world.
Yeah, and the thing is that we go all the way. Like when people buy an amp coil, Abby does all the teaching on them, and you see how hard it is to reach us. Do we answer you when you want something, John?
You guys are excellent. I mean, there's not just like the supplements. Your support is like second to none.
Well, because guess what? It's not about the numbers. It's about everybody. We leave nobody behind. And guess what? That's why we tell everybody, you can call 10 times today, and that means we're 10 times closer to you getting well. So the reality is that if you want to take personal action, we're here to support that. And anybody that actually decides to get an amp coil, Abby does the training. I do an hour nutritional consultation on you that we audio. Then we give you the Braveheart course for free to make sure you get your emotional together. And then let's really roll this thing out. So we're going to make sure that anybody who wants to really get themselves and they want to change themselves and their family, we're going to make sure that there's no excuses why they can't get to the finish line.
Well, yeah, you have so much. It's so rich. All the information you have and the education and your talks. There's so much information, rich, good, powerful information that you share. Just wow, it's overwhelming to call.
Of course, thank you so much for calling.
And John, just know something. You're already on your way, okay? Do not doubt yourself, John. And that's the only thing that I'm picking up right now, that you're still doubting yourself. Stop doing it. You're already on your way. You got this. All right.
All right.
So how are we doing?
Good. I think we were working our way up the shin to the knee.
It's a long way to that knee.
Yep, sure is. I don't know many people who haven't had a knee problem.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll tell you something. You want a knee problem, and I'm sorry, guys, but drink beer.
Yeah.
It goes right to the knees, okay? You can just come off a beer and you'll get rid of a knee problem, or come off of Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke, and you'll get rid of your knee problems, right? I had a lady, I know this is off topic, but I had a lady that I was dealing with, and she lives in Miami, and she has MS, right? And we were using all the products, and she was starting to feel better, and I couldn't figure it out what was going on. But we couldn't get her out of the bloody wheelchair, and she wasn't crippled. And believe it or not, she's so addicted to it, she wouldn't tell me that she was on Diet Pepsi.
Oh.
And guess what? We finally got her to admit to it, because I knew there was a missing link. And guess what? In 10 days, she was out of the wheelchair.
Oh my gosh.
Now that's a true testimonial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aspartame.
Yeah. So we had her on all these products, not all of them, but the main ones. But as soon as she stopped doing the Diet Pepsi, it was she was on a roll. Yeah. Just
those little things people don't realize they can just take you down.
What time is it?
I don't know. 4:20.
What? 4:20. I guess we're done.
That, my perfect vision.
We didn't make it to the knee.
We didn't.
So guess what?
We're gonna start at the knee next time.
And when's next time? I'll tell you when's next time. It's not for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once we get back from our course, I think, right?
Yeah,
because we are going to be in St. Petersburg, Florida, for our combined certification courses. So that's from October 22nd to November 9th. So the Whole Life Coach is from the 22nd to the 27th, Wolf Deep Tissue from the 29th to November 4th, and then the Wolf Non-Surgical from November 6th to the 9th. So we will be there for a little while, and then you are doing another whole life coach at the end.
I'm
which
doing
will
a whole
be
life coach at the end, and
from the 11th to the 16th.
we have 4 spaces left in the whole life coach at the end.
Okay.
So that's from the 10th to the 16th, and we have 3 spots left for the whole life coach for the triple course, whole life coach, wolf deep tissue, and the non-surgical. So you can go to itioh.com. And you can check that out if you want, okay?
Yeah, and our next show is on Monday, and that is with Dr. Wolf and Dr. Marcel Wolf, and that is energy medicine, healing with light. We're going to be talking about the Bioptron.
And we're going to be talking about the Bioptron. This is the Bioptron right here for those people who don't know. And this is the most amazing energy light system in the world. And
we're going to be talking about the hyperpolarized lens.
We will show it to you. Go ahead, Ed.
The hyperpolarized lens is a new lens for the Bioptron light, and it can actually penetrate through the bone. What is it, 400% more effective than just the regular lens, which already was out of this world. So now we have want to grab that one?
Yeah.
To show everybody. So this is the new lens for the Bioptron. It's incredible. If anybody's interested in learning more, you can just give us a call at the clinic, and we can teach you more about this guy.
Yeah, and this is a Tesla lens.
Yeah.
Okay, which means Tesla technology and Fibonacci technology. It's, well, you're going to hear all about it. It's actually Thanksgiving on Monday.
Yeah.
So we pre-tape
Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we pre-taped this show. So this show will not be a Q&A, but you're going to love it. The information is packed in it, and it proves that light is our greatest food and source for recharging our batteries, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So,
and if you're interested in checking out some of our other shows, all of our shows that we've done are on our YouTube channel, Doc of Detox on YouTube, or you can go to docofdetoxshow.com to watch past shows, or if you're looking for future shows, our show schedule is on there as well.
And I only have 2 more Bravehearts. That will be this coming Tuesday and the following Tuesday, and there'll be no Bravehearts for 5 weeks, okay? So that will be shutting down, and then Abby will be taking over all the shows, and then when I come back, I probably won't be missed.
He'll be fired.
That's
Just
it.
kidding. I'm the Doc of Detox now.
That's right.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. It was so good to be here with you again today, and have a great weekend.
I had fun. Thank you so
time.
much for allowing us to do this. Good night now.
Good night.